Welcome to stream. The stream will start shortly in 5 minutes. Welcome everybody to another episode of Retro Game Friday. Today we are here with Link's Awakening DX, by the way. If you didn't notice yet, I had to struggle to get everything running a bit because I changed my setup a little bit around today and it didn't work as I intended, so yeah. That's always nice to have, but still. This game we did already play on the channel once. I know that because I did a Zelda marathon thing and this one was part of it. But honestly, I like it. I still want to play it as part of Retro Game Friday. I don't want to exclude games because we already played it in some other capacity. Also, the other playthrough, it was quite old, honestly, and you know, that's always something. Here's the thing. Let me show you something. Here's the thing about Zelda. I rarely get to be nostalgic recently about Zelda games, to be honest. But just hearing the music alone makes me nostalgic as fuck. Like, that's already such an incredible thing. You know? Just hearing Zelda music makes someone nostalgic. I'm going to give you the game real quick. Where's the overlay? Here we go. We're playing the Nintendo Switch Online version. Because I have a subscription to it. Because I want to cover all sorts of games. And this is the easiest way to get it running on you know, on the Switch and stuff. So, you know. But this is incredible because I already see there's already a few games I actually might want to cover on Retro Game Friday, which is quite interesting. Metroid 2, I want to cover Metroid 2 and Metroid 3. Super Metroid we already covered. I want to cover the original SNES one and Metroid 2 at one point completely. There's like the Oracle games, which we will cover eventually, you know? I still have to keep my promise to finish up A Link to the Past, which, you know, it takes me quite a bit. But yeah, this just came crashing into it recently. But still, you know. Let's start. I hope the game is fine. I haven't streamed on a console for some time. Let's see how far we come in this game. I'm not going to do the Super Metroid thing today. And tomorrow we're going to stream Dragon's Dogma because that is also something that I need to really get into, and you know, before the second game comes out we need to finish it. You know, that's a thing that we should probably do. So yeah, Link is on its way to a certain island, which we will cover in the Oracle games, by the way. Link will travel to a certain destination, and I think it's on the way back. I think this one starts after the Oracle games, because I think it's on its way back when he gets into another adventure. Let me increase the volume for me a bit, because it's kind of low. And the incredible music is not something we should, like... we should miss. We're taking Link. Oh yeah. This has only 2 buttons. I'm using the Nintendo Switch Online, the Super Nintendo controller, obviously. This is the best way to play, I think, because it's basically a D-pad with a few buttons, which was what the Game Boy is, you know. Here we go, and Link wakes up on a distant island and has to go through an adventure to get back. Here we go. And yeah, this is Marin, and we are on Koholint Island. Marin is an important character. I'm not going to go into detail. At one point, I want to finish. I finished some of these. If I ever have the time to, honestly, I really want to finish off A Link to the Past. We might do that on Monday, honestly, maybe. Because we are going to have a long stream tomorrow with Dragon's Dogma, so that frees up the Monday slot essentially. So you know. So that might be it, you know. So yeah, we got a shield. It works a little bit different than other Zelda games. You can put stuff on the A and B buttons as you see fit, you know. So yeah, he's a shy person. And what's that called? There's also Mario characters in it, like chain jumps and stuff, which is interesting. Such a beautiful game. Like, it got a certain renaissance, I find, on the Switch, actually, with the remake and stuff. The reason I'm not playing the remake is because this is called Retro Game Friday, by the way. And if it's a remake, it kind of would cheapen the retro game feel, I feel like. Even though it's a one-to-one remake. But it's still good. I have the remake here, by the way. So, you know. So yeah, and this is the first appearance by the owl, actually, you know. This one came back later for other Zelda games. I hope this isn't a double thing going on. And here we go with the original music. I'm going to switch immediately to B because that's where I'm used to having my sword. Yeah, I know that in the Game Boy games they like to put your sword on A, but I'm so used to having it on B, honestly. So I'm switching the controls quite a bit. But you can do that, you know, you can put items you want on different buttons. That's totally fine. That's within the Game Boy games, by the way. These games are actually I've noticed recently that people don't know this, but these games have been developed by Capcom, not by Nintendo. Nintendo just published them and obviously gave them the Zelda license. But these games have been developed by Capcom, which is really interesting. And I'd like that to come back. If Nintendo never really goes back to making 2D Zeldas, because right now it doesn't seem like that. Maybe the occasional remake or something. But licensing these games out to Capcom, like making new 2D Zelda games and like these, would be actually pretty fine. So yeah, now that we have the sword, some things open up. And the owl is going to guide us. Basically, our goal is to wake up the windfish, which is a giant fish sleeping at the top of the mountain. That's basically if we wake up, we can go home. Basically, you know. We can go home if the windfish wakes up. That's what the owl told us. That's okay. Fishing minigame we can do later as well. Here's Marin. Oh yeah, and her father is basically called Terran. And she knows the Ballad of the Windfish. So yeah, that's a song basically that centers around it. It's called the Ballad of the Windfish. And all of these islanders basically are here. The windfish sleeps in a giant egg, by the way, at the top of the mountain. So, you know. The windfish is watching. So yeah, basically our goal is to gather the 8 instruments and wake the windfish. It's pretty basic for a Zelda game. I mean, Zelda games in the original always have been a little bit basic. You know. And yeah, you can get stuff like the Guardian Acorns, which reduces damage for you a bit. Which are kind of weird items. But all of the weirder elements are actually really well documented and really canon to this game. Which is really interesting, honestly. I mean, the game does have a ton of weird elements. So yeah, this is basically just to pick up the toadstool, right? Right. I love these games, honestly. I don't know what we'll pick up for next Retro Game Friday. It needs to be another underrated gem. I love the idea of playing old underrated PC games. Like Thief the Dog Project last time. Which was, you know, was a little bit out there for me. The game is good. I still don't appreciate the horror elements in it. But it was still good. That's definitely a game I can't play, honestly. I don't know, I'm not the kind of person who, you know, plays games with horror elements. You won't ever see that on this channel. I think we can give this to her, right? Good. And we get the magic powder, which is which can set things on fire. We won't ever need to basically get more magic powder. You can find magic powder in the wild, in dungeons and stuff. So we probably will never need magic powder. I want to see how far we can come today, because it would be cool if we can limit this to 2 sessions per game. But the first introduction is always just to showcase the game for me. It's just, you know, we're starting the game, we're showcasing it, and we're finishing it later if we want to, if there's enough interest. So yeah, with this we can basically talk to this guy. And yeah, we can spray him with the powder. That's why we had to get the powder. Yeah, he was biting into a mushroom and turned into a tanuki. I need to get rid of this from the A button. That's why I think that's why they have the sword on the A button, so you don't accidentally use up your items. I think that's why. So yeah, with it we get the tail key, and the owl is there. It's the first appearance of the owl. I think this game came out in 1993. I think so. At least that's what YouTube told me when I set everything up, that this game came out in 1993. So, you know. It's the first appearance of the owl. It will appear later in Ocarina of Time as well, so, you know. Also, I think I might do a Twitter poll, if what you consider retro games these days. Because there's some games that I would love to play on the channel that I wouldn't consider retro games, like from the Wii era and Wii U era. Like, I don't know how far back does retro games go. Does it go back to GameCube, or does it come back to, you know? Oh yeah, we just got the tail key. Oh my god, I immediately forgot that we have the tail key. I'm also okay if we could play Wand of Gamelon again. That stream was legendary, by the way. Just so you know. The Wand of Gamelon stream was legendary, and it probably was my finest moment. I love that game. Holy shit. One of the most unironically funny games in existence. Also, I've got something to drink with me again, which I hope you don't mind. Just going to set this up real quick. Oh my god, that's a little bit much ice. I hope this doesn't come out too loudly. But, you know, it's Friday. I'm not going to drink every Retro Game Friday, by the way. Honestly. Last time it was on a Saturday, but still. I also don't have enough money for it, honestly. I rarely buy alcohol because I don't like drinking, you know, cheap stuff. There you go. So yeah, enter the first dungeon pretty soon. Cheers, my dudes. Cheers. Here we go. Good. We are level 1 Tail Cave. So yeah, the first dungeons in this game are relatively simple. The later dungeons are actually horrible. Well, I wouldn't say horrible, but they are way more intricate. But yeah, I'd love to play more Game Boy games on the channel as well, because the Game Boy games are actually really good. Honestly. Like, they made these games feel right for some reason. You can't describe it, but all of the Game Boy games, the Game Boy Zelda games, feel so great. Especially with the limitations they had. Like, they had so many limitations with the Game Boy, and they made them feel so good. You know? 20 rupees. Let's collect our rupees a bit, because we need rupees later. And we need quite a bit of them later. Go. Another Guardian Acorn. Oh yeah, for these guys we need our shields. I think there's guys like these. No, there's not guys like these in A Link to the Past. So yeah. I think we're getting close to the dungeon item, which I already know what it will be. And it's the Rock's Feather, which lets us jump. Like this. This game is really, really good. If you never played it, I would advise you to not stop the stream, but make a mental note of the game and just, you know, play it at one time or another. God. If you have the time. If you have the time, you should just play it. Nothing down there, I think. He thinks. Okay. The first The first mini-boss of the series. The Game Boy series. The Game Boy games take place, I think, between A Link to the Past and Zelda 1 for the NES. Zelda 1 is another game we might play on this, by the way, at one point. I'm not averse to playing NES games, but I think Zelda 1, I did play Zelda 1 on the channel already. I have no intention of playing Zelda 2 at the moment. Zelda 2 was such a clusterfuck of a game. Well, I know that people like it still. Like, Zelda 2 is... It's still a good game. I wouldn't say it's bad. But without save states, I would have gotten nowhere on the marathon. Honestly. And that's not fun for me. It wasn't a lot of fun. I was so glad when it was over. That I want to keep Retro Game Friday just as something that people enjoy. You know, people just, we just play something and we enjoy ourselves on Friday. Like a intricate, I don't know, like a club of sorts, where we come back every Friday for a new retro game. We just come back for it and here we go. That was a little bit close. But yeah, it's just something we come back to every Friday and we just enjoy one of the older games. Okay. So first off, we need to find 7 other instruments, so we're going on an adventure. I find this game is quite longer than A Link to the Past. I think A Link to the Past, wasn't it like 3 hours? 3.5 hours for us, and we already were almost through with the game. We had like the last 3 dungeons or something. And we found quite a bit of heart pieces, but I don't think we will be able to do that with this game. This game is also a little bit more linear, I find, which is okay, but still, you know. Also, the text scroll is abysmal. So yeah, what they basically were saying is that Bow Wow vanished, which is the chain jump outside. So we are tasked with bringing him back. Great. I also need to be better at cutting stuff together, honestly, because I don't know. I feel like my live streams have a consistent viewer base of like 20 to 30 people maybe, most of the time. Obviously not enough chatters, which is something that pains me to say sometimes, but I'd love to have more people in the chat talking about the game. But yeah, here we can get another heart piece. So yeah, with this we can, with the feather we can go over here. And this is the moblins that took the poor little puppy called Bow Wow. So we will take Bow Wow back, which is our task for this. So yeah, we need to wait for him to charge. Oh my god, what is this? He needs to charge into the wall, and then we can basically unleash hell upon him. Another small mini boss. And we saved Bow Wow. And he's now coming with us. We're not going to get him back immediately, because there's something we have for him first. There's also a trading quest in this, and there's the shell quest, which I actually have no idea where to find all of them. I'd have to look up a guide, honestly. That's right. Oh, something cool would also be playing SimCity on the Super Nintendo. Oh my god, that's cool. I would love to try that with you guys. Maybe on the next Retro Game Friday or something. Because that shit was my jam back in the day. I didn't have SimCity for anything. Like, I never had a PC growing up, really. Only later in the 2000s. I never had a PC, and all I could have was consoles. And SimCity for the Super Nintendo was like the only SimCity game I ever came into contact with. This is where we use the powder, by the way. Go. I think that might be the one game we're playing next week. That could be interesting. Also, we can pick up these pieces of power. I don't know if I can show you actually. Here it is. It does this effect where basically the enemy just flies in a straight line away against the next wall it comes in contact with, and it does huge damage to enemies. You know. I think we can solve this, yeah. This key we should actually take back. I mean, there's these block switches that we already saw in A Link to the Past as well. I've seen speedruns of this game and they are absolutely mental. Like, holy shit. I'm not even half to that fast yet, so... I probably also won't speedrun this game, so... This is just for a stone beak, which is okay. I don't always know where to go, honestly. Sometimes I just don't know where everything is, so I just explore every area. So if we get to a dead end like this, that's okay, you know. Dungeon is still solvable at the end, so no problems. So we get a refill on magic powder. I should label myself as pro gamer, honestly. I don't know, when do you become a professional in anything? But I could get the moniker of pro Monster Hunter player or something like this. Which is a little conceited, I guess. But there's always this thing that people do. I've seen it happen a ton on YouTube, like pro this or pro gamer reacts to or pro gamer plays or whatever, you know. I see this a lot actually within the anime community. There's a lot of these. Every time I watch for someone, you know, watching One Piece or reacting to One Piece, there's always this One Piece hater watches One Piece or something. Like, why are you a professional hater? That doesn't make sense. But yeah, that is the map. Like, I should label myself as something clickbaity as well, but I don't know. I don't even know if it draws in a crowd or something. I just want to build a small community, you know? You guys come here to watch me play certain games. And if it's only one person watching, that's fine too. You know? As long as there's still someone watching, I will continue. And yeah, once we have a little bit of a bigger audience, we can actually, you know, make some more intricate streams, I feel like viewer-suggested streams and stuff like this. There's a ton of games that I haven't played ever. And I'd actually like to try out. But I never do. And you know, this could be something you guys are voting on. Go. This is in a certain order. You need to do it in. Oh no. I think I need to get across here. I think... I don't remember the order. You need to kill the enemies in a certain order, and there's a... This is what I hate. Here we go. Defeat the imprisoned Pulse Voice. Last Stalfos. So yeah, that's the order. We need to kill the imprisoned enemy first, which is that guy. Can throw a pot at him. And last we need to kill the Stalfos. Here we go. And there's the dungeon key. My phone just vibrated. Good, good. So yeah, that's the dungeon key that we wanted. I have no bombs yet. It's kind of concerning. I'll probably go to the shop and just buy them outright. That's okay so far. Oh yeah, for this one you need to pick up the parts. That one's interesting. You need to pick up the parts in order to have enough weight to push it down. I don't remember the bosses being too hard in this game. Or the game in general being too hard. So yeah, what we want to do is... I remember having trouble with him last time, but I don't know if that was anything to go by. He then goes into his bottle. And we basically need to throw it at the wall. My god. I'm really close to dying, actually. Right after I said that the bosses are not as bad in this game. I died to the next boss immediately. Oh my god. I'm on the last heart. Just don't do this to me. Oh my god, that was close. I thought I'd die to that boss, honestly. Here we go. Second instrument. Prairie, prairie. The prairie is waiting. So yeah, now that we have Bow Wow, we can go either this way. But I don't think there's anything for us this way. We should go back to through the forest, maybe. Come on. So yeah, Bow Wow can eat all of the enemies. We can open this for another 50 rupees. But I think what we should do is go back through the forest, because there's some stuff we haven't picked up yet that we need the power bracelet for. And it's better to pick it up now than forget about it. Which, you know, is always a possibility. There's also this. This is not something we can get yet. Okay. I don't remember what this actually was. Yes. Oh no, the humanity. I can carry more magic powder. What a curse. Is that a bug? So yeah, now we can carry 40 magic powder. That seemed like a bug. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Wasn't there another thing somewhere around here? Yeah, here. That's a seashell. Yeah, I'm not going to pick up that piece of power. But yeah, in this area there was another hard piece we could pick up. I remember. Whatever that was. So yeah, there's another hard piece. So yeah, one more and we get another hard container. I think last time I didn't bother doing anything. Doing everything in this game. So I don't think I'm going to bother now, but I don't think there's anything else for us here, honestly. So yeah, that Super Metroid stream last time was the exception. Playing SimCity on the Super Nintendo is actually a good idea. One of my favorite games. Yay, we rescued Bow Wow. Now Bow Wow can be here. Forever. Trapped. Forever trapped. In the endless abyss of nothingness. There's a shovel. I'm just gonna buy 10 bombs. First. There's another seashell. But we are 15 rupees away from getting that shovel. And then we can save up all of our rupees for the last item that the shop has. We could theoretically steal it, but I don't want to ruin the save, honestly. There's a thing I would love to show off, but I won't, because it permanently renames your save. It's a funny thing. It's a funny Easter egg that happens. You can actually steal from the shopkeeper. And if you ever return to him, he will instant kill you. You know? He will destroy you because you stole from him. And after this happens, after you steal from the shopkeeper, your save file will be renamed to Thief. So they will never let you live it down the entire time. And I don't want that to happen to my save file, so let's do everything legitimately. Come on, 5 more rupees. Should be theoretically possible. Come on, one more. God damn it, there were 2 rupees there. What the fuck? Here you go. Go back to the shop. Let's buy the shovel first. Yeah. We need 10 rupees to play. I'd like to do that now, because this is important for the trade quest later. We only need to play the crane game once, but, you know. It costs 10 rupees and we just bought the shovel. But yeah, we'll find more rupees later, but the second item that you need to buy from the shop is the bow, which costs 920 or 980 rupees, almost maximum. So we have to save, but we have now like at least 5 dungeons to save up, or 4 or 5 dungeons to save every rupee we are getting in those. For the bow, you know. This is a bit boring, but we are through already. Let's hope I don't screw this up. 10 rupees. The A and B buttons move the crane. So yeah, B button moves to the right. A button moves down, and you just need to grab the Yoshi doll in the middle. I mean, it doesn't move, so it's relatively easy, you know. Here we go. Recently, he seems to be showing up in many games. I think all of the games I had in that poll, I think are going to show up on Retro Game Friday. Obviously. The Yoshi doll we need to give to a couple in this house. To give to her baby. And yeah. You get the ribbon for it. Which we can then trade later. I'd love to do as much as the trade quest as now, because we actually need the trade quest for later. think we need to go over there. Yes. We get the canned dog food. Which we can then trade later. We can actually trade the dog food here. Good, we got the bananas for the dog food, and the bananas are going to be important. I mean, they might even be important to the main plot for the next dungeon, actually. I think we almost needed to do this quest right now, but I'm not quite sure. Again, you know. Oh my god. Here we go. So yeah, not much use exploring right now. Like every dungeon usually has like this setup thing, whereas in a link to the Past, you can actually waltz into dungeons pretty much. I think the setup for the dungeons makes this game at least twice as long, I'd say. You can bomb certain areas as well, which, you know, we should make use of. This is not something we can do yet. I think this is just a ferry. I don't think we can get anywhere here. I really want to finish off A Link to the Past because I think we can make quite a good supercut of A Link to the Past. That might be a good idea, you know. So yeah, this guy. Okay. 5 leaves. And we need the shovel, actually. So it was a good thing I did all of that. We would need the shovel and... we need the shovel and the trade quest to help this guy out, by the way. That's a good thing I did all of that. Honestly. Go. I think it's if we go up. There's the castle he was talking about. And here's the monkeys. They want bananas. So yeah, they repay us by building a quick bridge for us. And they leave behind a stick. There's nothing here. But yeah, to get to this area, we basically needed to trade the monkeys. Which is good that I set all of this up, so... If we ever get tired of Monster Hunter, I'd like to do more games like these. Play to completion. I think I'll try downloading the VOD, the YouTube VOD. The problem is the YouTube VOD has basically gone through compression. But also I don't wanna record on my end as well. Footage of the YouTube VOD might not be too good. Wow. Wow. I need to look at how good the YouTube VOD is to edit it down. I don't record the stream separately. That's the biggest issue I have currently. I just hit the stream button and then everything's fine. I probably should record the stream separately because the footage will be a lot crisper on my end. Honestly. Because the streams I can download from YouTube, they have basically already gone through compression and stuff. Which is not great. I think there might be one of the gold leaves here. You need to kind of search for all of the gold leaves, and you need a shovel for at least one of them, I think. But there's no indication of where it is. Let's see if we can find them. You know, at least outside here, there's some. That bird will also begin attacking me once I lift. Okay, that one was from the bird. Okay. Do you even get ones from digging, or is that just a red herring? He said you need a shovel, so I'm pretty positive you need digging equipment. Maybe you don't. I remember there was no leaf in this area at all. Here we go. Oh my god. Hi, welcome to stream. How are you doing? Let's leave number 3. We are a bit in the game already, but I think it's still a fine time to join us. I think you need to bomb them, right? I think there was something like... Yeah. I think that guy also carries one of the leaves. So we made it pretty far, I think. So far. We have 4, so we should have... So you really don't need a shovel. God damn it. Probably for the step afterwards, maybe. But still. None of the leaves actually required having a shovel. God damn it. We're making good headway into the game, by the way. But I think the last 2 or 3 dungeons almost are the same length of the entire first half of the game. So yeah, the last dungeon especially is long, long, long. I'm also definitely going to play the Oracle games at one point. But I don't think if the Oracle games will be part of a Retro Game Friday, where we basically, you know, cover one Retro Game Friday for about 2 and 3 hours, and then we might not even finish them. We might not even finish the playthrough, depending on if the Retro Game actually, if we can finish the Retro Game in a reasonable amount of time, by the way. Like, especially like RPGs, I don't think are a good fit for Retro Game Friday because they take a long time to complete. And it's like a little, you know, live stream where we cover a game for 2 and 3 hours. And then depending on if it's good or not, or if I want to continue the playthrough, we will continue. But still. I will definitely finish up my Link to the Past playthrough. And we might also finish up this playthrough as well. But let's look for the path. I think it was somewhere around here or something. And with that, Dungeon 3 is actually in view. You know? Yeah, for this we need a shovel. Here we go. That's the slime key. Let's use this feather. Can we jump across a gap or something? Probably not, right? Get back quicker. Doesn't seem like it. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Also, everything in this game feels so satisfying. The way the enemies explode and stuff is like really, really good. So yeah, with the key in hand, we can actually go down here. And fuck me. What am I doing? Let's take this piece of power and here we go. Yeah, we need to open it from the other side. Should be at the third dungeon soon. I remember the third dungeon being not as easy as the first two. Oh my god. Don't. Key cavern. I think, yeah, this is not something we can do yet. I remember what the item was and stuff, so... Go. This is also not something we can do, but we are going to pick up all the rupees we can get. So yeah, the path on the left we could not have taken. And this is also not something we can do yet. That face. Each of these areas will have a key. We're sure that we don't get stuck. Really. So we need to solve each one of these. I have it already equipped. go. That's another key. I think we should go back for a quick second to get at least the 2 things that we can get here. Or else we might have to backtrack, and that's not the easiest way to approach this. I mean, we have to backtrack anyway at one time, but still. Might as well get this item over here. That's just the map. So yeah, it's called a key cavern because it's a key. It's in the shape of a key. That's all there is to it. Back then, Zelda dungeons just were called after whatever shape they had. This does not happen as much in the newer Zelda games. Obviously. Wait a second, I think... Oh, come on. Not something that I wanted to do. Nothing here, huh? I thought for sure there was a key here or something that we are going to miss later. There's definitely one in this room. We need to defeat all of the enemies to get it. Which, you know. We can bomb this, by the way. It's something we need for later. Let's lift up these pots. We need actually a few more bombs, I feel like, because I know what the mini-boss in this dungeon is. Actually having a few more bombs might be worth it. I mean, if the arrow wasn't pointing it out, you know. That's a compass. But this is not all, obviously. I think this key... Okay, there's nothing else here, I think. But just imagine we didn't get this key. I mean, you can see that there's another room there, and there's no other way to enter that room than to bomb it. That's what makes this actually interesting. As somewhat of a, you know, game dev myself, I enjoy the case study of Zelda games, honestly. You know? Zelda games are like my bread and butter when it comes to games. There's another key here. I'd like to have a few more bombs, because with that little bombs we can't bomb the dongos. I had to make that joke, come on. I mean, we played the fucking game on the channel. One of Gamelon. And Link's Adventure, I think. Also. What is the first game called? I think the Link and the Faces of Evil, I think it was. We didn't play the Zelda one. What was it called? The last one didn't have a, you know, HD re-release. If you could call it an HD re-release. Oh god, I can't talk. If you can call it an HD re-release. It was basically just a game made to be playable on modern hardware. It didn't really need a HD version or something. But still, I appreciated it. And Wand of Gamelon is probably is not such a bad game, honestly. Link and the Faces of Evil is probably the worst game of the two. And not by imagination of, you know, of machinations of you know, it's just a bad game or something that you could imagine there. It's more of a thing of it's boring. No? There's the Pegasus boots. So yeah, with the Pegasus boots we can now dash, which we can then use to, you know, either deal with enemies or do all sorts of stuff in this dungeon. Can make this happen. And get the boss key. But we still don't have enough to equip the sword. So we can ram through everything. I like the Pegasus boots in this game way more than I ever did in A Link to the Past. They feel a little more dynamic in this game. So yeah, we need to actually go back here to the beginning, because there was at least 2 keys that we still can get if they are keys. I don't know if they are keys, honestly, but you know. There's at least 2 things we can still get here that we probably should get while we're at it. And one of them is over here. This one. Here we go. That one awards us a key. And oh my god. I'm about to die. And I don't enjoy that very much. So yeah. Now that we are over here, we've been over here. Can we walk around these, please? Oh my god, that was close. 200 rupees! Yeah. That was only that one key we needed. Doesn't matter too much because we have a quick warp back to where we were. No hearts, huh? But with all the keys we can open these blocks. One wrong step and we're dead, by the way. Like this. Yup. But since we unlocked the warp, not much is lost, honestly. Can still make it down here. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Let's tackle the rest of these and get the heart that's just hanging there. Okay. I mean, there's another key. I don't need another key. Oh. Yeah, okay. I remember this one. You need to, like, do this and then this. Relatively easy, I'd say. But it uses the dungeon item in a innovative way, so I can't really fault it for anything. And we got the bell. Let me pour another drink. Quick. This is, by the way, the most genius way to use a thermos. Oh god. It's like an ice dispenser. I've been blasting the thermos for a few hours in the freezer beforehand, and then filled it with ice. Now it's basically an ice dispenser that lasts like, I think last time I tried it, it lasted for 7 hours or something. It was during the Super Metroid stream, and we had ice for over 7 hours. No? It was great. Here we go. Waterfall, hidden in the waterfall. I get it. I get it. We've already done 3 dungeons. I think we're going to play for 1.5 more hours, like 90 minutes more. Wait, did he say the inhabitants of the sand? So do I need to get to the desert first? That might be the case. I didn't read the text properly, so that's on me. Honestly. What is this? Again. Is this the seashell mansion? Yeah, okay. It is. We don't nearly have enough seashells to do anything with them right now. Don't want to speedrun through the game too much. But yeah, this is something I think we could have gotten earlier. No, we couldn't. Okay. They gated this off cleverly. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the animal village. Another village in the game where just the animals live. But yeah, the desert is to the south. I think that was from Animal Village, so we can't do anything here yet. I think so. Oh my god, we don't have the stick yet. Fuck. I mean, we have the stick, but we can't do anything with it yet. I think we just need to find a way to the walrus. Over here. So yeah, there's the walrus sitting. Sleeping. And dreaming of Marin. It's kind of creepy. Not even sure where this leads. Or if it's anything, you know. Yet. There's a room above this one. Let's see if we can actually solve this. We might. No, we can't yet. Because we need the hook shot for this. Oh, God. There's just so many things you can't do straight away in this game. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think down here is the teleporter, right? I don't know if I activated the other side or if I need to activate it. Or if they are already activated, I don't know. They are, okay. I think the first one you don't need to activate. So yeah, there's Terran. Yeah. We give him the stick for this to happen. So we're getting the honeycomb. Heal my wound. please. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that you can do now. The game opens up a lot. Thing is, it's a little bit much. I much prefer the Oracle games in terms of secrets and stuff. I think the Oracle games are actually 100%ed, whereas this game I never 100%ed it because there's just so much hidden stuff that you have to come back later and remember. And I'm terrible at remembering stuff that I missed or couldn't do yet, you know. I'm terrible at that. Let's go back to the village. So yeah, the shop should now have the very expensive bow, yeah. 920 rupees. This is the Dreamer's Hut, so we can take a nap here. You can solve this. You can also solve this earlier, one half of it, but now that we are here, we can solve both halves. You know? Because we could have gotten to this place earlier. But we can now also get to this place. Which we've got the ocarina. Which is a really important item. We need to learn a bunch of songs. So yeah. Let's enjoy the Ballad of the Windfish. Yes. Ballad of the Windfish. There's something that I did wrong. Let's go back to Animal Village and check it out, because I think there might have been something wrong. Did I talk to a certain animal? I definitely need to talk to you. Yes, we will swap it for the pineapple. Oh, come on. Did we really just need to do the trading quest? I feel in the Ocarina, in the Oracle games, the trading quest is a little more side thing. But also, in my opinion, they are a bit harder, and the adventure is more solid. I'm just a kid, don't ask me. Like, I find the Oracle games adventure is really, really good. I really, really love those games. And I haven't played them in a while. And I'm really excited to go back and play them again. But yeah, if I replay them, I would not do it as I would do it as their own series. And not as a Retro Game Friday. Because Retro Game Friday is like a format where we sit down each Friday and, you know, play a single retro game for, you know, 3 hours. If we can complete it, it's good. If we can't, that's okay as well. You know. And then maybe I will come back and, you know. Yeah. That's where we get a lot of characterization about Marin. Which is actually incredibly sad. You just picked her up. This is your big chance. So yeah, she really wants to go out and, you know, sing for all the people. Which makes this game incredibly sad because, you know, all of the people here, you know, are their own people. But, you know, if you haven't noticed already, this is all a dream. Dream theory is real. But it's not Link's dream, it's the dream of the Windfish. All of this island is just dreamed up by the Windfish, and Link just happened to stumble upon it. And if the Windfish wakens up, I think the owl will tell us pretty soon. If the Windfish wakens up, the whole island will disappear along with its inhabitants, because they're all dreams. So yeah, Marin will never be able to sing for other people outside this island. It's all incredibly sad. So yeah, let's go to Animal Village. There's a ton of build-up for every single one of these. Like, I think the dungeons are shorter than the actual build-up towards the dungeons. Yes. He's into it. And he flopped over. Okay. Marin's going to stay in the Animal Village and sing a bit for the animals. She's a little bit non-essential to the plot. Like, yeah, her story is incredibly sad and all of that. But honestly, she doesn't contribute a lot, except maybe this stuff. I don't even think I need to talk to her again for at least once. Never again we actually need to talk to her in the entire game. But yeah, this is another boss taken straight from A Link to the Past. You get sucked into the middle, you get to this section where you just can actually leave. Not that. It's not that deep. And I think over here should be another, yeah, another seashell. Might be actually cool to finish up A Link to the Past on Monday. So yeah. Now all we need to do is get to the dungeon, which is actually more complicated than you might think. We need to go back to Animal Village first. But yeah, Marin's here singing for the animals. That's okay. But yeah, all we need to do is jump in here. It's a little bit more complicated. I mean, we can walk straight upwards. Like this. I don't even know what this was. She actually sells us the tonic that does enhance our physical capabilities. Not physical capabilities. Basically offers us to revive us once if our hearts go to 0. So yeah, this will lead us to Telltale Heights. Which is where we need to be right now. And while we're at it, Mount Tamaranch. Yeah, this is the egg of the windfish. This is where we need to come if we have all 8 instruments. And then we need to play the Ballad of a Windfish to awaken it. And this is like the Death Mountain of sorts. Honestly. I'd love for Nintendo to go after 2D Zelda games as well. as regular Zelda games. Not something I can do right now, but I can do this. 50 rupees. I mean, we're already at like 580. I think a few more dungeons. I think the next 2 dungeons, and we should probably be able to reach. And we should probably be able to reach new heights. And we should probably be able to get the thing. Yep. We're going to give him the pineapple for the hibiscus, which we can then give to someone else in order to, you know. This is where we can't go yet because we can't swim. This wasn't it. Thought you could jump down here. But maybe not. Maybe over here? Oh no, that's not it. I don't remember everything too well. I think we need to go here anyway first. So yeah. How good are we? I'm also thinking of setting up something like a Patreon or something, but I don't think it will generate any money, honestly. Purely for stream quality, by the way. I don't want to set up a Patreon for myself. It would just be there to improve stream quality, buy new equipment and stuff. I've also been noticing that I've been streaming way more. I've been streaming like almost 40 hours this month, which is a lot. And the month is not even half over. So yeah, I'm providing a ton of content, and it would be cool if you'd like to support me. I mean, write it in the comments if you'd like a way to support me. I can't take... I'm not big enough to even take, like, Twitch subs or anything. But, you know, your support would basically just be donations that go directly to me. And I'd like to just use those funds to increase stream quality. After taxes, obviously. I have to pay taxes on those. Still, the equipment for streaming is quite hard to get. And I don't want to become an e-bagger anyway, like Darkside Phil or something. It's just something that I would like to have if you really wanted to support me, you know. That's not where I was going. because I could use the funds to improve stream quality, I want to get a better mic, for example. I want to get a better mic. I want to get a better camera. All of this stuff is expensive, especially if you look at it that way. I want to have a better capture card as well. I think now something up there must have opened up before we get into the 4th dungeon. I'd like to get a way better capture card, but those are extremely expensive. Like, those are crazy expensive. If you've looked at capture cards before, I think a medium priced one is like $200 or 200 euros, depending on that. And you know, almost if you want a really good one, that's almost $400. And that's not something I can afford at all. And I won't be able to afford it proper for a while. And especially, you know, something like a PC or something are all things that I wish for, but I can't afford them yet. Here we go. That leads us to level 4, Angler's Tunnel. So I'd like to set up a Patreon. Here's the thing, I already have a Patreon that I can't just repurpose. That's the interesting thing. I made one back in the day when I set up my web application thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to finance that through donations as well. You know? And I can't just repurpose that one. Thing is, I also have to file taxes on this. I already have a company, a small business, registered for the other things that I wanted to do, which hasn't really gotten anywhere yet. But I can, you know, basically do that. For my YouTube streams. Get over there. Can just basically file all of the donations I'm getting through my Patreon under this, and I need to pay taxes. That's the problem. Like, Germany is very stringent when it comes to taxes, and if you don't actually file them properly and you're earning a lot of money through this, they can seriously fuck you over if you want to. Like, I've seen so many German streamers where they forgot to file taxes, or they didn't know how to file it properly and stuff, and they got seriously screwed over with like tens of thousands of dollars in, you know, tax debt. And I don't want that to happen to me. That's the main thing. I don't know, but talking about German tax law is probably not a really good investment of your time. But still, if you don't do that properly, that's like really, really damaging to you. I've seen it happen a ton of times where, you know, some German streamer doesn't really file it properly, and then they are just... And if you just try to ignore the problem, they will fuck you over even more, because they, you know, make an estimation of what you earned. And that one is always higher than what you actually earn. And if they realize that, you have to pay all of that. Like, taxes is the one thing that Germans are very stringent about. At least the German government. So it's best to just file it properly, you know. I mean, for these small taxes that we are having, like, if I ever made a donation page or something, it's not a problem because I can file them myself, because it's like, what? Maximum of $50 maybe, sometimes. I can file that myself, but, you know, if the operation gets a bit bigger, you probably have to get a tax attorney and stuff to do it for you. But yeah, Twitch and YouTube do almost absolutely nothing for small streamers, by the way. Like, there's no programs to help you grow your audience or something. There's nothing. They have literally nothing. It's actually a kind of sad state of affairs, because large streamers get pushed a lot by these sites. And the small ones, you know, they are kind of left in the dust. I'd love to grow my audience, and I want to grow it organically, by the way. Like, I want people to be here for me and not for me and my content, and not for, you know, anything else. Because I've seen it today. Like, there's been a thing today where I was like, oh yeah, I need to promote my YouTube more, and then a bot, I don't know if it's a bot, but it's like a thing where they guarantee you, like, you can get that many subs on YouTube, and can get like the first 1,000 subs for $70, and then you can get more. I could easily pay it like this, you know, but that would not be organic growth. I like to grow my YouTube audience organically, and they need to be here for, you know, what I'm doing, for my content, for the gameplay, maybe even for me. I don't know. I hope I can achieve that. I need to put a lot more effort into making dedicated videos out of my streams. I think that's what could drive the channel in the future a lot more, because the streams get kind of long. But if you had like a dedicated channel that you could watch the streams on, like if you had like, you know, stream highlights and stuff, on the channel that people could watch, and then it's like a, I don't know, let's say 30-minute video or something that basically summarizes the entire stream, and then you basically have viewers who sub for the stream highlights, you know, who enjoyed the stream highlights, and then those people might come into the stream once you're streaming, you know. I'd really love to have more viewers on the stream. Honestly, most of the viewers so far come from watching the stream afterwards. And my most viewed video is still the stupid Monster Hunter Frontier setup guide, and I don't know, I don't like that as much. Even though that guide is fire, like, it's still good. You can still promote it, but honestly, I'm not content with the current viewership I have. Here we go, we have the Zora Flippers. Now we can swim. This opens up a whole lot of stuff in this dungeon. Also, we need to remember this order. Top left, bottom right, middle, bottom left, top right. Remember this order because we are going to need it. Right over here. Top left, bottom right, middle, bottom left, top right. Oh, come on. Here we go, and this is the dungeon key. But yeah, this is where we were, basically. And now we can swim across everything, which is actually great. We shouldn't go in there yet. That's basically our ticket to the dungeon. To the end of the dungeon. To the boss. But there's still some things we haven't done yet. That we definitely need to address. Like, going down here, I think. And getting that key. The game is really clever in how it handles its puzzles. It's really good. The Oracle games are a bit better in that regard still. And also a bit more challenging, I find. But the game is really, really clever how it handles its dungeons. And you know, you can commend that. Another 50 rupees. We are very far in terms of rupees. Like this. I hate this. Go. I don't think there's anything else we can do in terms of that. Don't think there's anything I missed so far. I sure should hope so. Here we go. I still need to play some of these, need to grind some of these Monster Hunter games. Monster Hunter grinding is one of these things that's the bane of my existence sometimes. I like it a lot sometimes, and sometimes it's just grating a bit. So yeah. Here we go. That was also really close. There we go with the harp. I think I'm going to pour the last drink for tonight. We have been playing 2 hours and 20 minutes, probably. Into the bay. That state of affairs. And a really expensive bottle kind of goes nowhere. Just vanishes. Still great. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff we can do right now, I think. We can go over here. Child of the Sunfish. Yes, we have an ocarina. I love these little things. Cool. Okay. We have 4 instruments. Not sure if we can make it for another. This is where my memory always gets kind of hazy. It says in the bay, right? How far are we in the quest? We could go back to Animal Village right now. And deliver the hibiscus. Oh no, the ghost. He wants the hibiscus. Yeah. So yeah. She wants us to give a letter to Mr. Wright, which we will promptly deliver. Now we have a ghost following us, by the way. If you haven't noticed yet. The ghost wants us to take him back to his house. We will promptly oblige. I think we might finish the 5th dungeon or something, and then we might call it a day. Depending on how quickly it goes, because this is where my memory gets kind of hazy. I think the house of the ghost was over here. I think this one was it, right? Yeah. So now we need to take him to the grave. His grave. So he can finally rest in peace. For that we need to go to the cemetery. But he has a very distinct grave that's, you know... that you will immediately recognize, so, you know. Not directly in the cemetery. Yeah. That's the word, right? The cemetery. Go. Take him back to his grave. I think there's something that we get from it. I think his grave is over there. Yeah, over there it is. It's very distinct. You can't really miss it. So yeah, these monsters are, by the way, a infestation of the windfish. Like, something is infesting the windfish stream. And that's why there are monsters here. Monsters weren't originally here. Which we then will find out later. So, you know. It's all good in the hood. Oh yeah, what does he have? That's not what she looked like. There's a broom. So yeah, he's getting catfished. Great. Here we go. And the broom is she that needs it. And it's a fishing hook. I don't remember if you actually need the bow for the next dungeon, which is sad. Last time I remember I needed to have the bow for the next dungeon and it was a huge shit show, but let's check it out. Why not? You know, why not check it out? First off, we need to go to the ghost guy's house. So all of that for a seashell, huh? I think there's something over here as well. Another seashell. Why not? And another seashell. Let's see, maybe we can get to full seashells. We have in our inventory right now a fishing hook, right? So yeah, she wants a necklace that she lost. By the way, she doesn't want a necklace. I think in the original, it wasn't a necklace. It was a bra that she lost. That's why she kind of looks embarrassed in that sprite. So yeah, they changed it to be a necklace. Okay. I think I went too far. There is a bridge somewhere that we need to get to. But it's not this bridge. This one was only built right now. Also not the area I want to go to. I don't remember where the stupid bridge was. But it was around here somewhere. Is it over here? I think it was here, right? You can kind of... And this guy wants the fishing hook. And yeah, you get the necklace. They changed it for Western audiences, which is weird. But yeah, I mean, they would change that. Yeah, we're going to give her the necklace. And we got a scale of the mermaid's tail. But yeah, now that we can dive straight into the next dungeon. Level 5 Catfish Maw. I really hope we don't need the bow, because I haven't got enough money for it. We might have to take a little detour after we've done a bit of the dungeon, because I remember now why we needed the bow. Yeah, this room. I remember this dungeon pretty vividly because it's the first really non-linear dungeon of the game. And it's a really weird one, I find. But at least you get a key out of it. This is the 4 room. It's a really, really interesting dungeon concept because you have a mini-boss that you can't kill, that you have to fight several times throughout the dungeon, and there's 4 mini-boss rooms. All of them are numbered by the rocks you see on the edges from 1 to 4. And it's all really interesting. This is the first, by the way. This guy. You basically need to hit him and then use a bomb. Relatively simple. So yeah, he leaves. And basically, there's nothing in this box because he has what's inside the box. And he wants you to come get him. Which we will happily oblige. 1 point. Or another. This dungeon is the first one that's relatively confusing, I'd say. There's a ton of meat to this dungeon, honestly. Okay. This is the boss room. We can't enter yet. Like, this might seem all relatively erratic to you, what we're doing right now. And it is. Because I've got no idea where we're going. Come on. Cooperate with me. Ah. Come on. This is stupid. Oh my god. I hate this so much. Don't be... It's relatively hard to make progress in this dungeon, by the way. It will all come back. It will all come together later. But for now, this is really, really difficult to make progress. So yeah, that's where we were earlier. That's where we went. That's where we should have gone. There's an underwater section here, by the way, as well. Like, there's so many pathways for you. And for now, we all need to search just for the boss. There's so many things to remember, but we're searching really... What we're really doing is searching for the 3 other boss rooms. I mean, we've already found one right at the beginning of the dungeon. Because... Here's the thing. This doesn't matter. All of this is just only accessible if we get the dungeon item. And the boss has the dungeon item. So we really just need to search for the dungeon item. That's all this is. Just a huge search for the dungeon item. This is the free boss room. Yeah, now we know where 3 and 4 are. Now we need to only find 2. Let's go B. Go, that's good. That's good. Also, I think it makes you a little bit faster. If I'm honest, the piece of power makes you a little bit faster. That's where the 2 bosses. Okay. So yeah, now we found them all. Now we are ready to blow open this dungeon. Now we are ready to blow open this popsicle stand. I hope they didn't respawn. They did. Can I from this side? I can. Okay, that's good. So yeah, number 3. Making good progress in the dungeon. So yeah, it's a relatively easy boss, but you need to do it a few times. I'm rushing a bit right now, you might notice, because honestly, sooner we get out of this dungeon, the better. And we might even have to do some other things, like get the bow. I'm really hoping that some of these treasure chests have like rupees in them, because I don't want to have to grind for rupees. Really makes me excited for next week, by the way, already knowing what the game is. It's actually really interesting. I actually might have multiple games lined up for next week. That's it, we bullet him into submission. There it is, the dungeon item, the hookshot. So yeah, the hookshot. Really, really important item in this dungeon. Nothing happens without it. So this whole shebang was really, really necessary. Because nothing in this dungeon happens without the hookshot. There's so many puzzles that just involve, like, using hookshot. That's it. These enemies, by the way, you know, easy kill with the hookshot. Even from the front, you can kind of take off the faceplate. This one, just a hookshot. And that's our cue to leave. By the way, if you haven't noticed, we now have 960 rupees. So I'd like to leave for the village. If I can. In a reasonable time frame. It's like 15 minutes. 3 hours, but let's just, you know, let's just finish the dungeon, honestly. I think we should just fill out, we should just finish the dungeon, because now we have started it. And 5 dungeons in 1 stream is really solid. Having the other 3 dungeons, we might be able to finish it off in at least 2 more streams or something. That would be cool. I'm not even sure I can finish off A Link to the Past in 1 stream, by the way. Go. Here we are back in the village, and give me the fucking bow. I need it. It's 980. Oh. We're back at it again. I really thought I saw 920 earlier. Here we go. Two more. One more. Now we can buy the fucking bow. Give it to me. Fuck you. Fucking cheap shopkeeper. So yeah, let's go back to the dungeon. Here's the thing, I would have actually tried it without the bow, but they did kind of give you arrows in that dungeon. Like, there was that one pickup you could take that was like an arrow. So I'm guessing arrows are more effective, if not mandatory. You know? And if they are more effective and mandatory, why not take them? We need to buy the bow anyway. And it's not so far away, by the way, that we can't manage without it. Like, it's really not that far away. Level 5. So yeah, we cleared basically everything out here. This is something we couldn't do yet. Let's take the fucking hookshot and kill all of these guys. So yeah, that's what happens when you use a hookshot on these. You can basically take away their face plating. Funny. There's a ton of stuff you can do now with the hookshot, by the way. You can go over here easily, and then do this. And another key. You see what I mean? They really want to give you arrows at this stage. So I'm thinking at least the mid-boss or the boss has arrows. I don't know if it was the mid-boss or the actual boss. Sometimes Zelda games have these things where, you know, the boss requires a certain item or something that you can't find in the dungeon for whatever reason. Okay. There it is. It's the mid-boss. So yeah, these things require arrows. Open your stupid eyes. Yeah. Come on. I think arrows do more damage. I don't know if even the hookshot can even do something against them. Honestly. That's a big problem. Why I wanted arrows. Stop it. Get some help. Come on. Really? Come on. Come on, open your fucking eye. Seriously? This is not starting to wear thin. That's a midway point, by the way. As I previously said, nothing happens without the hookshot. This is just another example. Okay, I did it kind of out of order, so... Silly me. I need a key and the boss key for this. You know. Which we find on the other path, by the way. Okay. Most of the enemies are pretty vulnerable to hookshot, so you kind of go through this. Relatively simple. There's nothing here yet. We need to jump over this chasm over here. Use the hookshot over here. Get more rupees. Hookshot over here. Get another key. Hookshot over here. Get more rupees. Do I even have the master key in this one? No, I don't. Where is it? Honestly, I've visited everywhere. I know where it is. I think so. But where was that? That's a big question. Maybe it was over to the left? Wait a second, I think it was up here. Yeah. Remember where we could dive? That's where the master key is. We're still pretty good on time, honestly. This dungeon is soon over. So yeah. As I said, nothing happens in this dungeon without the hookshot. And so does this. And this is the master key. As you can see, the dungeons are getting really, really stressful right now. And the last 3 dungeons are not easier at all. Has a pretty solid difficulty curve, honestly, if you think about it. Okay. Yeah, I think this one leads us directly to the boss, right? I think that was it. You can still do the Mario thing, which is actually cool. You know, you can play it like a platformer. There's a boss room. And I think if I push this block, yeah, I can go straight to the boss. Here we go. But that should be then this dungeon done. What are you? Oh, I remember. I remember this boss. Okay. Kinda need to waddle around it and hope it comes out of one of the holes. They can actually hit its core. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Actually a pretty unique boss, I'd say. Oh my god. Are you fucking joking? Oh, god damn it. So yeah, this leads us to the same boss. Wait. These Goombas always give hearts when they die. Let's at least get there with full health. Why not? So yeah. Losing to this boss is not as bad, but still. It's a really, really unique boss. I like it. You can kind of get close to it as well. I wouldn't recommend it, really. Because then happens what happened to me right now. Oh, God damn it. I'm really bad at this boss, by the way. Come on. Those are fake outs that he can basically do. That just explode. You can hit him multiple times as well. So, you know, not all bad. Here we go. What a fool I am. Oh my god. Pretty cool. Yeah. Do I? Okay. You know what? Going to overwrite all of this. We can make save states on the Switch, which is really good. Overwrite all of this data. I don't want any of the old data. So, yeah, that's where we're going to end Retro Game Friday for today. Thank you all for joining. I hope you had a lovely time just hanging out with me and stuff. So, thanks so much for watching. If you are on YouTube, please leave a like and consider subscribing. It's good content. And if you are on Twitch, please leave a follow, so you get caught up on Retro Game Friday as much as possible. Next Friday we are going to be playing a underrated retro game again. So this is a bi-weekly thing. Every other week is a underrated game and then a popular game. This week was Link's Awakening, which is kind of a popular game. Next week we're going to do an underrated game again. So yeah, subscribe, follow, do all of the things that are necessary to keep this channel going. And I will see you next time, which is tomorrow. Trilightning out.